One more thing. Eugene, give me that. If I ever find one of these lying around again, I swear to fucking God, I will stop being so polite. Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
There are many things in this world that humanity would be happier without. Take, for example, death, war. People who don't turn off their smartphones before the movie starts. Like seriously, I thought we were better than this. For God's sake. So the other day, I posted that video about the Odyssey, kind of going over my impressions. What I did not mention is some of the heresy that I witnessed during that movie from some of the people in the audience. First one I'll mention is that the guy next to me, he had a smartwatch and he left it on always on display mode, and so the entirety of the movie, the watch was showing like a dark background with an analog clock, and that was just in the corner of my eye for the full 3 hours of the Odyssey. And so I try to mitigate it by like leaning forward to keeping it out of my field of view, or just trying to really lock in and focus on the movie so I could just kind of filter out the fact that this guy left his smartwatch on next to me. But if that wasn't bad as enough, he actually just started reading texts off it during the movie at like multiple points. And that was really starting to get on my nerves. Thinking back, I probably should have done. Well, actually, no, I did do something, because every time he would look at his text, I would literally just turn my head towards him and I would look down at his watch. Just a subtle way of letting him know that I can see that shit and that he's not being slick whatsoever. But besides that, I think there was even one that was even more egregious. And it was like this lady who was sitting in like one of the rows in front of me. She had her phone out and she was just full on texting. She didn't even have the courtesy to put it into dark mode. This is like full bright mode, just texting someone during a scene in the movie. And this was not like for a few seconds. This is for like an entire scene and conversation. And that also just really got on my nerves. And so you might also think that, oh, are these like kids being stupid? These were like older folk. They were older than me. I think the lady who was reading her phone was actual like boomer age, like she had white hair. I'm pretty sure. Like I could see her white hair from like the glow of the movie screen. And so you'd think they'd be a bit more cognizant and aware of movie theater etiquette. Hell, every single movie theater that I've been to, they always have a disclaimer before the movie starts to turn off your phone, that everybody can see the glow from your phone screen. And it just seems like people think they can kind of just get away with using their phone. It's like, oh, if I turn my brightness all the way down, no one can see that. But someone needs to tell them that, yes, everybody can see that. To be honest, I think maybe the only real solution to that is being a bit more. I don't want to use the word confrontational, but I think it's important that we need to bring back shaming. We just need to shame people who just use their phones during the movie. I remember my dad. He was when we went to see Captain America: Civil War. He actually had the courtesy to actually like walk out and take a call and not try to like answer it during the movie. I think maybe if it's like if you're going to be texting someone for an entire scene or conversation of a movie and it's that important, just like go out to the side and send that text so that nobody else can see your business. You know? There were also like a couple incidents that happened. I think this was like last month when I was seeing the new Bleach premiere. They were showing the first 3 episodes of the new season of Thousand Year Blood War, and there was a guy who actually started sleeping in the middle of the movie, and I think it was even during like a fight scene. And so what I did was I actually like clapped. I clapped as loud as I could just to try to get this guy to wake up, and it just did not work. This guy like no sold it. I guess his Reiatsu was just that much higher than mine, and so my clap didn't affect him. And so I just had to walk over and I had to literally jostle him awake and let him know that everybody could hear him snoring. And that just kind of blew my mind. And a huge fight scene going on and it's loud as fuck, and somehow you manage to fall asleep. It just fucks with my head. Ooh, another pet peeve that I've seen: people who chew their popcorn with their mouths open. Like grown adults who don't know how to chew with their mouths closed. I could not believe or witness what I was hearing and seeing. And it was like happening in the row next to me. This didn't happen during the Odyssey. I think this happened during when I was watching one of the anniversary showings of Lord of the Rings. That was like, I think when that was when I saw the second movie. I think the third movie, the guy sitting next to me, he was breathing like an ox. And he wasn't like breathing out of his mouth. He was breathing very loudly out of his nose. And I was sitting next to him and I could hear it. But in that situation, I don't really know what I could have done. Like, how do you politely tell someone to, hey, can you breathe a little quieter, please, without coming off like a complete cunt? But I don't know. I'll tell you guys when I come up with a solution. But I think at least for a lot of these scenarios for like people using their phones, I think we just need to bring back shaming. Just let people know like, hey, we just like you don't have to be like a dick. Like it's like, hey, you're ruining the movie. Turn that fucking thing off. You don't have to do that. I think just politely saying like, hey, everybody can see that. I think just that is enough to dissuade them. And I think I'll probably start using that card a bit more in the future. And I actually just remembered now, probably the most egregious incident is when I was watching Whisper of the Heart as part of Ghibli Fest. There was a guy who took out his car keys and he just started playing with them. And I actually did not know how to respond to that. Like he took out his keys and he started spinning them. The movie wasn't enough stimulation. I guess he literally just wanted keys jangled in front of him. And so yeah, that was interesting. A grown ass adult needs keys dangled in front of his face. Anyways, I'm just going to end it there. See ya.